Hey everybody, welcome to Paul Mash TV, bringing you the very best indie country from all over the world. And now, ladies and gentlemen, he is Paul.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another edition of Paul Mash TV. I'm Paul Mash, of course, and we're glad that you can join us for yet another interview, and we're glad that you keep watching and giving us support and giving us feedback, and we appreciate that. So we hope we encourage you to do so in the future, and once again, if this is your first episode of watching us, be sure to subscribe down there on the YouTube link, and and post on the YouTube page, and we'll always respond to you, so that's no problem. And we also have the Facebook link and the email address at the end of the show, so stay tuned for that. Right now we got a guy from Mannington, West Virginia, and his name is John Cassel, and he's got a good song that he's going to be playing after the interview. So without further ado, let's welcome John Cassel right here on Paul Mash TV. Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to Paul Mash TV, and we have John Cassel from Mannington, West Virginia with us today. Thanks for joining us, John.
Oh, you're welcome. Pleasure.
Okay, well, we're glad to have you. I guess the first question I like to ask everybody is about about how you got started in the music business. Maybe you could tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I started playing piano when I was 8 years old. Mm-hmm. And then from then, when I became a teenager, piano wouldn't fit on the back of a motorcycle very well, so we went to a guitar. And everybody around school was learning how to play Led Zeppelin and Leonard Skinner and stuff like that, and I wanted to join in too. It didn't take very long for me to realize that I did not have a voice for rock and roll. So then, of course, I grew up listening to the Grand Ole Opry and Hee Haw and stuff like that. And I wrote my first song at 17 called Legends, which was basically a kind of a country folk song. And at that point, I just started writing and doing country music.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a good story there. Well, what would say some of your influences be, that convince you to be a singer? I'm sure you have several that are in mind.
Well, the first song that I remember was Tennessee Ernie Ford's 16 Tons. And I remember as a kid singing it all the time. And then I heard John Denver's Take Me Home Country Roads. And as I was growing up, there was Dean Martin, Bob Hope did a little singing. I have to say that my influences is kind of a wide range. I can't say that there's any one person. It's just, being able to sing, being able to express yourself. I'm not really good at talking and expressing myself. I mean, I can talk all day, but really not say anything.
Yeah, exactly.
But with music, I can kind of tell a story, if you would.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of people feel that even though you can talk, if you sing, I mean, it tells more of a story than just talking anyway. So you do have a good point there. Well, do you have any albums? I mean, I'm sure you've had some albums out, or maybe you're getting ready to come out with a new one. Maybe you could discuss your albums a little bit there.
Well, I've got 5 albums in all. The first one was entitled just myself, John Cassel. And then I did another album, which was We're All Mountaineers. And the latest album I've done, which is album number 5, is nothing but West Virginia songs. And it's called Born in the Hills of West Virginia, which is the title of the album and the top soundtrack song.
Oh, that's good. Because your roots are in West Virginia, so obviously that's a good idea to make songs about West Virginia. So that does sound like a pretty good thing for your music there, at least for that album anyway.
Well, I know it's kind of on Georgia. I know it's kind of odd that a boy born in Georgia writes West Virginia songs, but that's my grandparents were here. I spent most of my life here. So.
Okay, and in just a moment, we're going to be playing one of your songs. Maybe you could tell us a little bit of a story behind that song, if you would.
All right. Well, it's Fishing on the Lake. It's basically about a guy who enjoys to go fishing and stuff. Everything else, when he's on the lake, doesn't really matter. He has a tendency to want to go a little bit longer. He's not going to make it home for dinner, right? He lost his wife because of it. He's got a girlfriend waiting on him to come back to shore to start a fire. It's just how guys feel sometimes when they're out on the lake fishing. They really don't want to get off and go do something else. They're at peace on the lake, so it's kind of like being in heaven, kind of.
Okay, well, that sounds good, and we're going to be playing that in just a second. So let's watch Johnny Cassel's Fishing on the Lake right here on Paul Mash TV.
Well, ain't this heaven, fishing on the lake? Sun bearing down, give me West Virginia tan. Gonna miss dinner, well, that's okay. Ain't this heaven, fishing on the lake? My wife's done gonna let me, she's been gone a little while. Ain't got no reason to go home and sit in the dark and cry. Well, ain't this heaven, fishing on the lake? Sun bearing down, give me West Virginia tan. Gonna miss dinner, well, that's okay. Ain't this heaven, fishing on the lake? My girlfriend's waving at me from the bank on the other side. Keeps yelling something about a fire. I forgot about that. Well, ain't this heaven, fishing on the lake? Sun bearing down, give me West Virginia tan. Gonna miss dinner, well, that's okay. Ain't this heaven, fishing on the lake? Ain't had a bite since my last Bud Light. Gonna weigh my bait. Ain't going nowhere, gonna sit right here and finish up this can of beer. Well, ain't this heaven, fishing on the lake? Sun bearing down, give me West Virginia tan. Gonna miss dinner, well, that's okay. Ain't this heaven, fishing on the lake? Ain't this heaven, fishing on the lake? Got my fingers twisted up there.